the Ghanaian youth need to learn to do or work without pay.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Patriotism. I think GS should really think about, because it's not they're not just, they are a government's body, right? So they're not just thinking about, they're also thinking about the well-good and of the country as a whole, not just education.
The secondary school system. Do you think people are not prepared enough to face the society, or they are prepared enough just that when you go out there, you just find it confusing to navigate your way?
Knowledge, our schools provide. Skills, our schools do not provide. Let me explain it.
My name is Goshes. I'm going to have a short conversation with Fedra. Fedra was once a student of Ahantaman girls. Now she went home, and then she's back here on campus, not as HRM Fedra, not as a head girl, but then as an alumnus. She's here. Fedra, let's have a conversation. And I want to go straight to the point. Yeah. How long have you, has it been since you left school?
10 months.
10 months.
Yes.
When you are on campus, you are in high school. I mean, there's a way you go about things. Life here in high school and that of the outside world, what are the difference?
Okay, so high school students, listen to what I have to say. Gosh, you know what they call soft life?
Soft life?
Yes, soft life. Life on campus or in senior high school is what I call soft life. Let me explain. In senior high school, now we have free education. So even if your parents do not give you provisions to come to school, you know that there's dining, you're fed thrice a day, right? And even if you go to bed and you leave your door ajar, you're rest assured, whether you did it intentionally or unintentionally, you're rest assured that you wake up with your door closed or you're still safe. Because there are lady marshals, there are house prefects, there's the security man who's protecting you. So you walk around not feeling security conscious. You just walk around. That's because you know that there's a higher authority protecting you, or there's someone protecting you. When there are instructions in school, in senior high school, we have instructions, right? We have the housemasters, the headmistresses, the school management giving you instructions that live your life according to this. When it's 4 a.m., wake up. When it's this time, go for prep, study, do this. So your life is scheduled and you live your life according to those instructions.
But Fedra, good. You said there are instructions over here. And when you started the conversation, you said life over here is soft.
Yes.
But then discontinued students actually think that life over here is very hard because of the instructions you mentioned.
Yes.
There's a senior master to tell you to do this, go to press, go for entertainment, go and do that. And they see it as hard. They can't wait to finish. You know, now the examination is just about to happen,
yes,
WSSC, and they so want to go home. Why? Because life here is hard.
Yes.
They think the one outside there is soft.
Now, I don't blame you for thinking that life on campus is hard, because until you experience what is out there, what you have now will be super difficult for you and super harsh towards you. When you go out there after completion and you go out there, even if you're 13 years old and you complete senior high school, naturally everyone assumes that you're an adult. You need to adult. You need to not make certain decisions, not make certain mistakes. So back in school, let's say you could walk around freely, not caring about the car coming and there will be a honk. The moment you complete senior high school, you can't behave like that. So even if someone sees you, like, I'll be with you in senior high school, you completed senior high school and you've completed senior high school and you're behaving like this. You shouldn't behave like that. You have to, not necessarily that all parents make you fend for yourself, but listen, let me create a scenario. When I was in senior high school, I was 18 when I was in senior high school, and my mom would say, you're a child, you're a kid. And then after completing senior high school, I told my mom, I told my mom, and I know that a lot of us, then when we completed senior high school, told our parents that we are adults because we've completed senior high school. So you start giving your parents that gap, that I am an adult. Certain things I have to do on my own. I don't need your opinions in saying decisions. So your parents, the first 2 months, your parents get used to you behaving like that. Now, girls, we braid our hair. First month, your parents will give you the money. Second month, your parents will give you the money to braid. You're adults now. Find ways of braiding your hair. You want to keep up to the trend. You thought it's cool out there. Now you want to change your hairstyle because your friends are changing their hairstyle. And then you ask your parents, not intentionally though, they won't give you the money. No. They don't have the money available now. So how are you going to do it? And you don't want your friends to think that you're broke. So what you do, you make certain decisions that you never thought morally, never thought you could do. You find yourself in cars and you wouldn't even think, security conscious, you wouldn't even think about the consequences of getting in the car of a stranger. Because when you're in school, stranger danger, nothing matters to you. You complete and there's still stranger danger, but now because you need something, you don't think about that. You don't think about the consequences. You find yourself in a car, Toyota V8, and you're just there. And now, because you need to change your hairstyle, it has taken over the core values, the values that has been instilled in you in senior high school, how disciplined you were in senior high school. And you wake up looking yourself in the mirror and say, wait, I did that. I never thought I could do that. And now you stop judging. When you're senior high school students are the most judgmental.
Wow. So now you stop judging.
You stop judging. Senior high school students are the most judgmental. I remember when I was staying in senior high school, I would I walk around in the neighborhood and I'll see certain people and I say, hey, these people are living immoral lives. Right? And I would judge them. Now, not that I live an immoral life, but I judge them no more because I am now out there and I see how hard things are and I see the pressure that we bring upon ourselves. So high school students, this life here, your parents will provide for you. You call your mom, mommy, my needle is finished, and then they'll send it to you. Mommy, my this is finished. You have, yes, so when you complete, you become your own house master, your own house mistress. You need to start thinking for yourself. Madam, no headmistress will come and say, you are supposed to study, especially when you're in the university, right? And no one lecturer is coming to tell you that it's 6 o'clock p.m. Study. It's this time. Study. You have to make your own timetable. You have to be your own house master, and because you have lectures at 8 a.m., you have to be your own house master and wake up, let's say 4 a.m. to get ready. Cook your own food. No dining hall master, no kitchen, no bush canteen. There's a bush canteen, but no matron to cook for you to eat. So now you have to think fast, act fast. You don't want people to, because the opportunity that you had in senior high school, where you can be childish. Sorry, I'm sorry for that word, but you can be childish, you can be carefree. I can walk around. I remember on campus, you could just walk around timidly, just be shaking yourself. And then I remember Madam Shaw would just be like, walk briskly, lady, you need to walk briskly, that sort of thing. Yes. So senior high school was a point of grooming. And because we are coming from junior high school where you are still seen as a child and you're not being given those treatments, when the moment you come here, you think it's harsh. But remember that senior high school is grooming you for you to fit into the outside world. Which, even with that, it's still not enough to prepare your mind. Because, gosh, let's shift a little bit and come to, when you're in senior high school, you see, you have doctors, lawyers, nurses coming around, talking to you, and you're like, hey, so doctors are very respected in the society. Nurses are very respected. Lawyers are very respected. So I want to be a lawyer.
Career choices.
Yes. I want to be a lawyer because they're respected. Or you want to be a lawyer because the people who come to you to talk to you in school are lawyers, are doctors. Now you complete and your grades are good. And your parents say, yes, I know you want to become a doctor and you want to read medicine, but we don't have the money to finance you. You go crazy. You will go crazy because it has been dictated to you, or not dictated, but you are used to that sort of environment where they say doctors, lawyers are respected. If you're not a lawyer,
like a stereotyped profession.
Yes. You need to be a lawyer, or you're not part of the high class status, the high class level, the classy ones. If you're not, and it's not our fault. It's not the fault of senior high school students to think, I want to be a lawyer. Because I don't remember a time in school where we had a seminar where a lady or a hairstylist, a very prominent hairstylist or a very successful hairstylist who completed senior high school and never went to the university but still made it in life, came to speak to us. You never have that. But you see, we need to introduce our kids to the realities. And that is why we find it hard to fit in when we come. Because yes, we've been given the grooming, wake up at this time, your mind will be wired to do that. But when it comes to the reality of career choices, right? And your parents say you don't have money to finance your education now, so you have to do something for, let's say, a year or two. Now, because you really want to read medicine, you say, your parents say, we can finance you for PA, physician assistantship. So you do the PA for, let's say, 4 years. After 4 years, and you start working, get some money. We'll also help you, sponsor you with the money you gain from working to further into medicine. You say, no. I don't want my friends to laugh at me because I told all my friends that I want to read medicine, or because we had lawyers or doctors coming around and they said doctors are respectable. Why should I go do PA? And so you stay at home to work for a year. Now you stay at home, you work for a year, you get the money to pay for a year's medical school fees, medical school fees, right? After that year, the rest of the years, what are you going to do? Because your parents told you, this is what we can provide. So when you work for a year and you're in school, you can't be working. I mean, medicine is a course that, or any other courses are very, studying and working is just a very different thing.
Now, let me find out. Most of the things we're saying has to do with the training that you get from the school.
Yes.
You get all the training from the school. You want to be a lawyer, doctor, whatever it is, and then you show up in the society and you realize that no, you can't go on. It's like whatever you envision to become is not going to happen. Does that mean that the system of learning that we have, or education, do not give us a wide spread of knowledge in a manner that can equip us to look for plan A's and B's? If we know we have the TVET institution, yes, and the technical institution over there, that's something that people actually go straight in for. But the general grammar schooling, the secondary school system, do you think people are not prepared enough to face the society, or they are prepared enough just that when you go out there, you just find it confusing to navigate your way?
Knowledge, our schools provide. Skills, our schools do not provide. Let me explain it. So, yes, TVETs. Okay, I read science, but I can't even prepare any. There's nothing I can fix. I read science. There's nothing I can fix. I read electricity as a topic. There's nothing I can fix. When things get spoiled in the house, we need to take it to the repairer. But it shouldn't be that way. And I know people who read technical schools and can't do anything. They went to the secondary school and read technical schools. They can't do anything. So yes, the knowledge our schools provide, but the skills it doesn't provide. And what do? We have clubs, right, on campus. We have the debaters club, this club, the science and math club. We can establish, the various high schools can establish a club where you have I don't want to say it should be compulsory, but yes, to make our students prepared for the outside world, they need to have a skill. Because as I said, if I complete and there's nothing I can do, I can't read my medicine, I can't go to school, then I need to work. I need to make money to get the money to go to school. So if I join these clubs in school where you learn how to braid, you learn how to sew, at least, though 3 years might not, it is quite enough for you to learn a skill. So by the time you get to Form 3, you have your knowledge and you have your skill to support you. Now, how to make them, you see, reasons, the reason most senior high schools engage in NSMQ is the fame, the prestige that it brings them. You know, every school wants to be the A school, the competitive school. We are the winners. So even if it's dancing, schools will go for the dancing competition to say that Ahantaman Girls School is the best in dancing or whatever. So we can organize, or the school system can be shaped in a way where they also have a competition for skills, you to show your skills. So braiding competition, sewing competition, girls, people are creative. The youth is very creative. The moment you give them the skill, you'll be shocked, goshers. If this sort of system is going to be implemented in our school system, in 5 years' time, Ghana will be doing wonders.
So do you think the school system should be structured in a manner that, irrespective of the path you chose, whether TVET or technical or the grammar school, when you show up, when you come out of the school, you'll be ready to do something for yourself?
Yes.
If your plan A fails?
Yes. It should, just as I said, it should be compulsory that either you choose braiding or sewing. I say braiding or
something
sewing.
Something creative.
Creative, yes. And you need to get a skill. Choose one. So let's use Ahantaman. It's a girls' school, so we can say that braiding. We have the braiding club, and so choose one. It's compulsory. Every Friday, I think we have the last periods are for club meetings, right? So we can have a period for that where you go, all the girls go to learn their how to braid or how to sew. Using Ahantaman as an example. So you have a skills center where you come to learn, you meet and learn how to do these things. And when you complete, you can decide. And gosh, that's the thing. When there are instructions, people live their lives according to their instructions without even thinking about what they really want, right? So if I have this skill, if I start braiding hair, I start learning. Maybe I start learning because it's compulsory to join a club like that, and I complete. I realize I really love this thing. Maybe I should start doing something. Social media, they can start braiding, and then there won't be a lot of issues of unemployment, because now every single senior high school student, a senior high school graduate in Ghana has a skill. Do you understand?
Amazing.
So the moment you complete senior high school, you have a skill. So you start doing something. And people, as I said, people are really creative. If they have the skill, then they start doing different things and great things. And God, seriously, gosh, this is something that I think GS should really think about. Because they're not just, they are a government body, right? So they're not just thinking about, they're also thinking about the well-good and of the country as a whole, not just education. So they are also an instrument to groom students or groom the Ghanaian youth. So if you just looks at this and try to implement this, I tell you, Ghana will be great. Ghana will be great. And their impact on students, which GS is doing a great thing, but their impact on students will be greater and better.
I mean, so Fedra, now a lot of high school students are going to come out, do their WASIN and come out. They have a lot of expectations of visions, things that they want to pursue. What should they expect, and what should they expect, and how should they put themselves together for whatever they are going to experience out there?
Yes. So if you want someone who is so confident about what is ahead of her future, I was the one. I was so sure about where I was going. So when I completed, it's like, things are not as I thought. See, things don't always go as planned after school. Things don't always, it doesn't matter who you are, your status, the status of your parents. Things don't always go as planned. So I wouldn't say reduce your expectations, but be lenient on yourself. Be very lenient on yourself. If you're having expectation, then expect anything. And then make plans. You have plan A, plan B, plan C. If they all fail, still don't be harsh on yourself. Because I know a friend who, after completing and then she realized that what she wanted, she didn't get it, or she didn't get to do what she wanted to do. She just gave up on life. She just gave up on life. She just wanted to stay at home and wait till that opportunity, that thing she wants to do, come back to her. But remember, we are timed. We, as human beings, we are timed. So your parents may still, yes, your parents can't really force you at a certain age, right? So when you complete and you get out there, and the things don't go as planned. I like this. There's this song I discovered on TikTok one time, and it said, "Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future is not ours to see. Que sera, sera." The future is not ours to see. You can only have expectations, yes, but be lenient on yourself. Don't have greater expectations of the outside world. I don't want to tell you too much to steal your childhood away from you. Enjoy life on campus. But when you get out there and things don't go as planned, weigh your options. Weigh the options you have. You wanted to read medicine. Now your parents said they can't finance you for medicine. They can finance you for PE. Weigh it. Take what you want. Don't take one because you want medicine, but you can't get it because your parents can't finance you. So weigh your options and take what you think could lead you or could connect you to that future you want. Education is ageless. No matter how old you grow, it's ageless. But you are still time bound. As you grow and you stay at home for 5 years waiting for your parents still keep on bringing the bell, go to school, go to school, go to school, do this, do that. You don't want to do, you hit 25, that's it. They will not support you again, and I tell you, because they've given you the chance to weigh the options, choose one. Life is by options. Life is by choices. You live life by weighing your choices and weighing your options and choosing one. So wherever you face after school, calm down and weigh the options and choose what will be best for you and think ahead. Be assertive. Be assertive. Talk to people. That's one thing. We hate talking to people this generation. We hate sharing, trying to find out. We think we know it all. I mean, I could just say, go my phone and go to Google and search for this and that and that. No, it's better they say experience is the best teacher. It's better to go to people. Speak to people, a lot of people, and broaden your knowledge on these topics and broaden your knowledge on every single thing. And you'll be great. Seriously. Because life out there.
Awesome. So, Fedra is sharing 10 months of experience.
Gosh,
just stepping out there. Amazing. Somebody is watching you. They are so much inspired. It's like, I like this girl. What if there is something that you ever need that somebody can do for you, what is it?
Opportunity and platforms. Opportunities and platforms.
Is it an opportunity to education or to work or?
Opportunity to education and then to work.
To work. Please, this is Fedra Safo Ajiman. She's an outgoing girl of Ahantaman Girls Senior High School. I have put this number on the screen. Get in touch. I'll connect you to her. And then whatever you can do to support her, do. I'll be so much grateful. If the education minister was to be here face to face, Fedra, what are you going to tell him?
I know the education minister is listening to me for sure. And, you know, gosh, in Ghana, almost everyone thinks that the president is the overall boss. He's in charge of every single activity that goes on in Ghana. But when you go deep down, when you break it down, the education minister is in charge of education. So he has the key to the success of the Ghanaian youth or the nation in his hands. Because education is the key to success. Whether informal or formal is the key to success. So it's
less or more like he controls the destiny of the entire nation.
Yes, he controls the destiny of the entire nation. What I am still telling him is that I plead with him that volunteer work or community service should be integrated into our education system, that when a child or a junior high school student completes, he or she gets the chance to offer a volunteer at let's say a specific hospital or school, community service, give back to the society. The Ghanaian youth need to learn to do or work without pay.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Patriotism, okay. If you do not know how to work without pay, then when it gets to times where you're not receiving these incentives, you're not just working out of passion. That's the key. The moment your goal or you're used to the system of working for pay, you don't do things with passion. That is why people go into things and say, that's why people say government work, you don't really have to put yourself in it to do it well. But if our youth, because our leaders or our teachers or our workforce is a reflection of what we've been feeding our children and our youth. Our workforce is a reflection of what we've been feeding our children and our youth. So if we feed our children with the spirit of volunteering or working without pay, then you have a generation where people work hard. Government work, they take it personally because now it becomes personal business. It's not my government work. It's not from the nation. It becomes a personal business that these people, what I'm doing, I do it well. If I'm a doctor, I'm working well. If I'm a nurse, I'm working well. There will be no other incidences where people are going. Yeah, there are times where people go for strike, but people will start thinking double that you will not even thinking about doing side things because the well-being of your country is so important to you. You want your country to be great. You are so used to working without pay. You're so used to working freely, volunteering that even when you're a policeman, you don't think about doing certain things. You want the safety of your your nation, the safety of the citizens. So you do your work perfectly. If you're a teacher, you want the well-being of your students, so you teach with passion. You cover extra classes. You do your work well. If you're a nurse, you don't think about you don't think about whether your patient has money now or has physical cash or electronic cash, e-cash. You just think about doing your work passionately. You go to the hospital these days. Gosh, I don't know if you've been to the hospital lately, but whenever I'm going to the government hospital, I start to panic because the demeanor that certain nurses will greet you with will just make your illness worse. But if these nurses, and it's not their fault, sometimes they've not received any incentives for quite some time, so they're really hard to thinking about their part times and where they can get the other extra monies from. And you come and you're like, oh no, I'm a nurse. No. So if our kids or our youth are taught how to volunteer or work without pay, then when you come, even though she's not received any incentive, she's still welcome because she wants to help you. She's humanitarian. She's very humane. She wants your well-being and not her incentive. I don't want to use, but yes.
And you see, the beautiful thing about this is that if it happens like that, patriotism now descends all the way down to grassroots, and then it will eventually affect the leadership of the nation. And everybody eventually becomes like that, and we all get to work. We wake up and get to work, and then the nation will start taking up the shape it's supposed to take. And everybody is patriotic. You're working with passion and not really looking at, okay, what am I going to get? Because if the president is working, not thinking of what he's going to get, if the minister is working, if the teacher is working, if the doctor, then there's going to be abundance for everybody to enjoy.
You see, as I said before, our leaders are a reflection of what we feed our kids, what we feed our children. Our leaders are a reflection, because these kids grow to become our leaders. I don't know if you ever heard it when you were growing up, but people say, hey. So as you're growing, I need to spend government money. I'm going to school to spend government money. I'm going to school to spend government money. So what we feed, and that's why we have leaders, certain leaders who are spending our money, because that's what the society will later say, why are you spending our money? What are you spending our money? Yet we forget that that's what we are telling our little children. That, hey, Kojo, you don't go school. You don't go school. So if we start feeding our kids with the concept of volunteering and working without pay, working with passion, then, oh gosh, we will not have leaders. Even if we still have leaders, those leaders will be few. Very few. We have leaders who work because they want their followers to be stable and successful.
Amazing. Fedra, thank you very much.